originally from Southern California, but I ended up in the Midwest about 10 or 15 years ago. I went to the University of Notre Dame for my undergraduate, where I majored in psychology. And then after that, I went to the University of Iowa in Iowa City, and there I got my Ph.D. in neuroscience and focused on the neurobiological basis of empathy and aging. Following that, I did a one-year postdoctoral fellowship at Brandeis University. And following that, I did a second postdoctoral fellowship at the University of Iowa. During this time, I continued to study, conduct research on the brain basis of empathy and aging, and also worked with patients that had focal and diffuse brain damage. And then came to UNO very recently here in August, and my position here is focused on the biology of aging. And I'm still conducting research on the neural basis of empathy and aging. My research, as I mentioned, I look at the brain basis of empathy and aging. And so the reason I'm interested in aging is because there's evidence that the brain changes with age. Certain brain regions change. They may decrease their volume, their functionality may change. And some of these brain regions, such as the ventromedial prefrontal cortex and the hippocampus, are associated with the empathy system of the brain. And there's also behavioral and questionnaire evidence that older adults show reductions in certain aspects of empathy, such as our ability to kind of predict others' thoughts and feelings. But yet on the other side, older adults tend to be relatively preserved in their ability to feel emotional empathy for others, such as sympathy and compassion. And there's been evidence that older adults may engage in greater forms of helping behavior towards others in empathic contexts. And so I study that, and I've also worked with patients with brain damage to understand how, when you have damage to a particular region, how that affects our empathy system. So this year I'm teaching two biology of aging courses. One is an undergraduate/graduate course, survey course in the biology of aging, and the other one is a graduate seminar in biology of aging. And I think it's a really exciting and interesting class. We cover topics from, the aging of our cells all the way to the systems level, kind of looking at how our brain changes with aging, as well as interventions of aging. So what can we do to increase our longevity? So we talk about things like exercise interventions, or how to be engaged in cognitive tasks and how that may affect the aging of our brain. I love traveling. I've gotten to travel all over the US, and I've even been to Europe, and I love trying new foods. So I love sampling the restaurants here in Omaha, and I like to cook as well. And another side interest is I love dancing. Kind of grew up taking dance classes, so I want to hopefully continue that here in Omaha.